Hey, Dan Passarelli here. Well, if you've, if you read a daily article or some sort of blog post or you get an email with news in it every day, everybody and their brother has been going to Chat GPT and asking it some crazy question and posting what the results are. So I figured, hey, what the heck? I'll give it a shot. As you know, one of the things that we have been really focusing on the last few years is earnings. That's one of the things that Market Taker Mentoring is known for, is earnings in our proprietary earnings trading system. And I've been thinking lately about how to make it better, and so I figured using AI to put the odds in your favor and just asking it might give me some answers that could help our currently traded system. So here's what I asked. Do stocks typically go up or down when they announce earnings? And I kind of got a whole bunch of hedging from the robot response here. And so I kind of asked the same question, but maybe a little bit tighter. And I said, I need a number. And so they start out with a little bit of hedging here and said that, and then, because I said I need a number, it said, according to a study conducted by FactSet, companies that exceeded earnings estimates had an average one-day price increase of about 1.4% over this 10-year period. On the other hand, companies that missed earnings estimates had an average one-day price decrease of about 4.3% during that same period. So I thought about that, and the average decrease is about 3 times as much as the average increase. So I started thinking, well, how often does that happen? And so I said, well, what percentage of the time do U.S. stocks go up after the company releases its earnings announcement? And the study found that this Bespoke Investment Group had a study that found the average, and this is 2001 to 2020, a wider period of time, and it's a slightly different question too. So you can't really just combine the last two and feel like you have a good answer. There's some subtleties here, but 60.8% of earnings reports, the stocks went up. And then the study also found that the average one-day price change for stocks that went up after earnings was 2.4%, while the average price change for stocks that went down was minus 2.6%. So, it's interesting, and it's interesting to think about exactly what these numbers represent. One was talking about when they beat earnings, and one was talking about, and when they miss earnings, and one was just saying if they go up or down, what percentage of the time, and on average, how much. So kind of two different things. So, careful to not combine them in your head. And then, of course, another warning there too is that we would want to trade these with options, obviously, to have that built-in protection and that built-in leverage. And there's a lot of other nuances when it comes to using options for this kind of thing, especially around earnings. If you just went and bought calls going into earnings every time, figuring you'd be right 60.8% of the time, and the average up or down move is almost the same, you'd probably lose your shorts because of the implied volatility figure. So, there's a lot of nuance there, but this is something that I might be able to work into somewhat into our typical regular earnings trading system, which we call total earnings domination. So either way, I thought that you would see this fun little experiment as, fun and maybe a little bit interesting too. If you end up having some fun with Chat GPT and get any good information, hit up our community in the chat room and let us know what you find. This is Dan Passarelli. Trade smart.